mi amigos and fellow nerds around the world? Welcome to issue, 136 of the Pitch Nerds. We are the weekly show where a couple nerds assembled to bring you the latest nerdy news, reviews, and pitch things every once in a while. And just a bunch of nonsense. I am Cap, and with us today, as always, best friend, fellow nerd, and six-time spelling bee champion, Mr. Frosty. Mr. Frosty, good morning.
Good morning. Boy, that is not a true statement, by the way. I am the worst speller ever, and it's because I like writing. I just hate the rules of writing, and so I get annoyed, and I get really annoyed because I get the word almost right because I don't fucking care.
Right.
And then spell check's like not giving me suggestions that are at all correct.
Right.
And then I have to like Google search what I'm looking for. And for some reason, Google's smart enough to be like, "Oh, you mean this word?" And I'm like, "Exactly. Why can Google do this, but my fucking word processor can't?"
Right. So we're gonna do a quick sound check. La la la.
Well, no, it's good. I'm listening to myself talk now, which is always the bad one.
Oh my goodness. We got Frosty feedback loop. I love that.
You're always good though. Because you're the primary. You're the. For anyone's wondering why my mic is usually second to his, it's because Cap is the one that is. He's got the software, so he's the one streaming it, and then I'm the guest.
I have a funnier answer, but I'm going to keep it to myself.
No, but I'm the guest, so unfortunately, my you always have a slight audio dip. If we were in the same room, it wouldn't be a problem.
Yeah. So we've got a lot to burn through today. My goodness gracious. We have Behold Nerds. We are doing Princess and the Frog. Mr. Frosty hadn't seen it before, so it'd be interesting to hear his opinion on that. The last animated Disney movie. Battle Nerds today. My goodness gracious. Indiana Jones versus Thanos.
Lisa Foyles, talk to me again. I don't know if you know she has a podcast. I keep commenting to her and she keeps responding. She was telling the story about how she was in London and she saw the elevator doors closing in a distance, and so she sprinted Bionic Woman style and then karate chopped the doors to put her arm between it, and then the doors closed. But it being a London elevator, it was like, yeah, fuck your arm. He was like screaming, like, help, help, help. And I guess her like husband had her boyfriend or whatever. I don't know. He had to like open the doors and stuff, and then she was like, "You guys need to fix your elevators." I'm like, okay, let's recap. You ran towards closing doors, and then karate chopped them, and the doors are the problem.
I had a close call yesterday, but there's a little sensor once you get your arm in there.
There's a certain safety thing in America, though. That, like, the reason we don't have that is because in England nobody would go, ha!
I mean, we got better places to be. More importantly, I guess. I don't know. We got somewhere to be, Frosty.
There's a lot more idiots out here than no offense, Lisa. Like,
karate
shop doors.
I didn't know that British elevators were so aggressive. Who knew? Anyways, my goodness, want to dive into some nerd stuff? What are we smacking on for breakfast? What do you got? What sort of breakfast sandwich is our resident sandwich connoisseur?
Croque monsieur.
Croque monsieur. Well, I have Silverbolt. This is going to be my tchotchke for the show. Courtesy of Mrs.
Croque monsieur is a fancy version of a ham and cheese sandwich, basically.
Oh, sort of like a Monte Cristo kind of, sort of?
And now you take bechamel. Do you know what bechamel is?
Is it kind of like a cheese kind of, sort of?
You can add cheese to it. It's flour and butter and milk, and it makes a creamy sauce.
Okay.
You combine that with ham and cheese, and you put more cheese on top, and then you throw the whole thing in the oven, and it all melts and gets goopy and stuff, and mixes with the bechamel. And
that sounds amazing.
there you go.
That sounds absolutely amazing.
It's when I was in Belgium, I ate so many. Like the what do they call them? And then you can also get a croque madame, which is the same thing, but they put a fried egg on top.
Oh, okay.
I think it's what it is. It's either one of them. Yeah, that's got to be it. Croque madame is with the name. But yeah, Anyway, what do we got? Yeah, so like you said, we had The Boys, House of Dragons, also Hell of a Boss. We just had episode 9. I've been waiting for that. And that dropped. That was exciting.
Superman.
Episode 9. And then we also got our usual nerdy news. And next week, if you're cool, like I think you said you're fine.
Yeah.
We're gonna be having Gus back on our show. You guys might remember him. He's Super Killers. He's going to be talking. We're going to be pitching our evil protagonist ideas.
Yes.
So I've been stumped on mine, dude. And then it came to me, and I was like, I'm sitting there. I'm like, I need an evil character.
Right.
I need an evil character. Then I heard, meow, and I'm like, I need an evil character. Meow. I'm like, shut up, I'm thinking.
So I honestly, I've been also stumped on mine for a while, but then I thought about it, and I thought about it, and I think I've committed to what I'm going to do. And I'm okay with it. It's... Think of it, mine's almost going to be a take on, my goodness, what's that movie? Oh my god, goodness gracious,
Give me a clue.
No, why am I blanking right now? The Will Smith movie, I Am Legend. It's almost like a spin on I Am Legend, kind of, sort of.
Okay. I know Gus, I think he's going to be doing Doctor Doom.
Nice. So anyways, moving...
Also, speaking about Super Killers, I found out he's been hired as a writer for Ben 10 Legacy.
Oh, that's phenomenal.
No.
I didn't realize they were still making Ben 10s, but that's always been like...
Comic.
Oh, okay. Well, even as a comic, I didn't realize that it still had a...
Oh, yeah, that show's got a huge following. And they were all pissed off because, I don't know if you know, the last season, they, like, youngified it.
Yeah.
They pulled, like, a Teen Titans or whatever.
I was going to say, they Teen Titaned it, and it...
Not quite as much, but pretty much, yeah.
Right.
And, yeah, it pissed everybody off.
Oh, that was such a good show. I remember being excited when the live-action movie came out. Because my youngling, my goodness gracious, she loved Ben 10. And I remember when she got her Omnitrix, it was super fun. That's super cool. My goodness gracious.
I like Ben 10, I just hate the... This isn't... he's done it too. There's something weird about Ben 10 fans. They believe that Ben and Gwen can defeat all of fiction. I mean, I don't care how powerful someone is, because for some reason a lot of people equate more powerful to better, which doesn't make any sense.
Right.
But no.
Is it because of Alien X? I mean...
Alien X and Gwen, like, she has magic or something.
Yeah.
And people are like, well, she can warp reality and all this. And I'm like, but there are things in those shows that couldn't do. And they specifically stated, like, oh, I'm not powerful enough. Even Alien X.
Right.
And so it was like, okay, but there's no point in arguing. If you're watching this and you're a Ben 10 fan, I'm an asshole and I'm wrong. I accept this.
Phenomenal show. I fucking love that show.
No, it's a great show. I just don't think they're these. I mean, they're powerhouses. I just don't think they're quite as. They weren't very powerful when it started. Did you remember that first season?
Yeah. But see, that's what was great about the show, was that as the show progressed, you unlock more merchandise with the Omnitrix. It was fantastic.
Nothing like unlocking more merchandise.
I know, right? Speaking of which, I fucking love this toy. Oh my goodness gracious, Silverbolt. Now, I was talking about this offline. If they were to ever remaster Beast Wars, Beast Wars just needs to be remastered. That's all it needs. And then Frosty, this will be one of your favorite characters. Actually, overall, I really like Silverbolt's arc altogether. He has a weird emo phase towards the end, but it kind of makes sense.
There's a lot of those kind of goofy computer-generated shows, though. Like, they existed in that kind of uncanny valley before.
Yeah.
You know, like, there was one...
Reboot was the
Reboot. Yeah, that was one I started to remember. Yeah.
I tried to get into
Reboot. It on, and I'm like, this is like, I get that it's new tech, but we're not there yet, you know?
Yeah.
It
But
would be like, hey, let's make a show, and we're gonna use AI, and it's like, oh god damn it. Did you hear about that DC? I might have talked about it last week, but a DC artist got in trouble for using.
yeah. The
Yeah.
the striking pose, right?
Yeah, and the Superman though, it was the
Yeah, oh, it was the S
had
with
a
the
double
S.
thing.
Yeah.
That was what caught it out. Yeah.
How does that not make it past the proofreaders? You know,
Well, I mean, I don't know. It was small, but I mean, once it goes out, you know someone's gonna catch it.
yeah.
I think had he fixed that, I don't think people would have necessarily noticed. There were other problems, but you could just stock those up to like, I'm not good at drawing hands.
So speaking of Superman, did you want to jump into some Superman news? I know it's on
We have
there.
Superman news.
Did they?
Oh
drop-
yeah,
yeah,
it's further down, but
yeah. It was a good segue. So
well,
oh, go ahead.
go ahead.
So
You can.
we got to see some newspaper clippings from the Daily Planet from the new James Gunn Superman movie.
Yeah, we got a prop of a newspaper. We also got like outside of the box with the Daily Planet thing.
Yeah.
All the front of the Daily Planet, and they're putting up the little globe. I think there's going to be a big globe on top.
Yeah. You need to have the big logo.
Everybody is. There's two camps as far as I can tell, at least on the Twitterverse. People are like going, "Oh my god, this looks awesome! I can't wait!" Blah 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 blah. And then the people that you would expect are like, "Yeah, oh wow, he's doing the pose." Like,
Well, of course he's doing the pose. You have to do the pose.
well,
It's the rebirth of Superman in this James. It's the rebirth of the universe. You need to have and what I love what's featured is him stopping the train. You have to have him stop a train or a plane or something gigantic. That's just that first act of
it's
holy.
a little more powerful than a locomotive thing,
Right, exactly. So,
Yeah, and he's putting the globe on the Daily Planet. He's doing very much a classic
right,
Action Comics vibe of what you would expect with Superman.
right.
I love it. I get people that would maybe prefer Snyder's and Cavill and all that.
Yeah,
But for a second, don't compare.
right.
Just go, is that cool? And it's cool.
Yeah. He's got the little hair curl. That's what matters. You see the hair curl? I love that. But yeah, he's just... Now, if
It looks like Superman, but like so good. You know what I mean?
Right.
I can't wait for this. I'm excited as fuck.
Yeah. Oof.
Great prop. I almost kind of wish we could stop getting this stuff though.
What do you mean? Like, getting a...
Like, okay, we now know.
Peeks into
Let's
things.
just let the movie come out. You know?
Yeah. Okay,
That's
just,
kind of the problem I have with a lot of modern stuff. It's like, by the time the movie comes out, I've seen 3 trailers, like set photos.
yeah.
I know how the actors feel about shit.
Right. We'll know whether or not it's woke. I mean...
You know, it is what it is.
I know.
But I mean, I can't wait.
Yeah.
Everything I've seen so far of it looks amazing. And overall, honestly can't think of it. I mean, there's gun movies I like that are not as much as other ones I've liked. But he hasn't made a movie that I was like, oh, I didn't like that. Not that I can think of. Maybe he has. I mean, I just can't think of one.
Well, I still haven't seen his Evil Superman movie, which I heard was like the weakest of his movies. But I think
mean, it was still good. I mean, like, you know what I mean? I think at his worst, he makes a fun movie.
okay, yeah,
You know what I mean? Like that's. It's just, I don't know. A lot of people like demand perfection each time, and I'm just like, no. If a movie made me forget where I am and I watched it and enjoyed it, then it more or less did its job, you know?
right.
Anyway, so let's go on to nerdy news with the rest of it. So let us know what you guys think as well of the Superman newspaper prop with like if you liked it, if you didn't like it, why, and if you're excited. So Toho reveals that they have rules for all future Godzilla project.
Okay.
And this currently includes Godzilla minus one, which to me, maybe someone can explain this to me because it seems to be contradictory to what I saw in minus one, but I don't fucking know.
Mm-hmm.
But it says so the Godzilla projects. It's not allowed. He's not allowed to die, which he didn't really.
He didn't die. He regenerates. Yeah.
Yeah. But this is it. Or prey on people or things. I guess there's the argument that he was just pissed off because like bombs going off and shit, and then
Yeah.
and that woke him up, and he's just like fuck humanity or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it looked like he was pretty much preying on a lot of shit in that.
Yeah. He looked like he was tired of all of it. He was fed up, and he just wanted to, do Godzilla things. He would. So
he wanted to play judo.
Godzilla is a force of nature.
Along on his tail,
Right.
crouch down, breathe, his nuclear breath would fly.
Right.
All the classic Godzilla moves.
My favorite part, though, it was just one of those dumb little, like, quick blinking you'll miss it, is how they managed to dangle his tail. Like, even if it was CGI, there was no reason for his tail to dangle like that, because, originally it was just, that's where the string was tethered.
Yeah.
But as he's walking along, there's a little, woohoo, doing this, like, that's funny. So.
Yeah, I mean, my cat walks around with his tail like this, so, there's no reason for that.
Just cat reason.
It's actually, you can, with cats, their tail positions, you can tell their mood. If he's walking around like this, and he'll come up and rub his head against me, and he's sweet.
Mm-hmm.
He's very much flips between modes.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Kite Man's going to be coming out soon, July 18th. Also, it turns out it's going to be Kite Man. It's going to be Lance Reddick's final TV series. He's supposedly voicing Lex Luthor.
Okay.
So that's pretty surprising. You know who Lance Reddick is, right?
Remind me.
He's the dude. He plays the concierge in all of the John Wick movies.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, he has a good voice for Luthor.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
So I wonder. Well, did he already do him? Because I mean, that's connected to Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
But anyway, this is his last TV series, and then he's done. Which I mean, I get it. You're like, I've done acting.
No one to stop.
Now I'm gonna retire and do old man stuff.
Good for him.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
and plus you could always come back to it if you really wanted to. I bet.
Of course.
Yeah. But yeah, I agree. It makes sense. People should retire when they want. It's like I don't know, but then again, if you want to keep working, go ahead. I keep looking at Han Solo. Like,
Harrison
are you
Ford.
Sure you want to do this?
Bro, what are you doing? You belong in a museum.
Like, it's okay, man. You've done enough.
Right.
Like,
just go enjoy your soup.
You're Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Here's a warm blanket. Throw in some NPR. Just relax.
NPR. Whatever he likes to do. I wonder what Han Solo likes to do to unwind after a busy day of.
Shout at minorities to get off his lawn. Damn, yeah. Shit.
I bet he is a very get off my lawn kind of guy.
Yeah.
Damn kids. If you could get on his lawn, he's probably kind of gated. Do you think his neighbor accidentally knocks a ball over there and he's got a collection of baseballs? Sandlot style. So, it's not that kind of game, kid.
Which, if you want the crossover, James Earl Jones, a.k.a. Darth Vader, was the guy from The Sandlot. So there you go.
It's true.
There you go.
Dude, we just made another movie. Remake The Sandlot with Harrison Ford. Anthony Starr says he gets slightly offended when people treat him like he's Homelander in person. People are, this is a direct quote, people are surprised like, oh my god, you're not actually like him. And I'm like, yeah, he's a psychopathic narcissist, so yeah, thanks.
Yeah. You know what? It's the same thing that we saw with the kid who played Joffrey, right? Where
And the lady who played oh god, the evil
Cersei.
white lady and yeah, Cersei.
Yeah, Cersei.
Yeah.
So,
God, what is her name?
oh, I forget her
She's
name.
also in 300. Lena
Yeah.
Headey.
Yeah. Oh, phenomenal actress. Yeah, Lena Headey. She was great as Sarah Connor too. Phenomenal Sarah Connor.
I think there's an adult actress. His last name is also Headey, and it's like Paula or something. And so I'm like, I hope I said the right one. I didn't get the right. No. But anyway, yeah, they give her shit for being Cersei as well. But you know what? I think like, okay, well, I have two thoughts on this. A, what the hell is wrong with you? Are you serious? Like people like can't understand that these are actors, fictional characters,
right?
But they also don't get that. I mean, but I think it happens when someone nails a villain. You know what I mean? And I think Anthony Starr, like everybody after this, we'll talk about it when we get into it. But everybody's like, the man deserves an Oscar.
He does. Yeah.
And that's what I mean. He plays the best villain on TV probably right now.
Right. and God, after this episode was great because I was talking about this with the coworkers. We'll talk more about it. Is that how even though he is a villain, you still sympathize with him and what he went through. So it's
you do, but he's a monster.
Oh, he is a monster. But I've been studying a lot of psychology lately and talking to people, and I can sort of look at him and kind of see. But see that goes to the credit of the actor is that he's doing such a great job. Oh no!
Psychologists hate that.
I know.
Like I had a friend that was talking about it, and they're like, yeah, don't ever do that.
Well, it's more than that. I've also been talking to people.
No, I understand.
Yeah.
I just, it's funny how people. I was mostly talking for like other people, but it's funny how like that can happen, and then you talk to like someone who's an expert. Like I experience a lot with medical stuff. Because I'm like, well, I looked that up, and clearly this pill says this and this and this, and I have opinions.
Right.
And then my doctor's like, yeah, no. Like, shut up. I saw this on WebMD, damn it.
Right.
No, it is good to know this stuff, though, because, like, especially, I'm a big advocate of, like, looking up. I mean, listen to your doctor 100%, but, like, holy shit, like, when your kidneys fail, you get the they tell you they test to see what your function is and stuff, but they put a contrast dye in your kidneys and that kills your kidneys. And I'm just like, I don't want the contrast dye because I still had some function left. And they're like, yeah, but eventually that'll go away. I'm like, eventually,
right?
You know, like keep the dye out of my body,
right?
Anyway,
let nature run its course.
Yeah. I stay hooked up to an expensive machine that cleans my blood for me.
Right.
Ryan Reynolds.
Yes.
Apparently he says Logan is potentially the greatest comic book adaptation ever made. What do you agree with that statement? Do you disagree? What are your thoughts? I've given it a lot of thought since I read this.
So, I've only watched Logan once.
Really?
Yeah, and it was good. It's just, that was good. Like, I haven't felt the need to go back to it, so I sort of judge. Well, when I make comments like that about movies, I sort of judge it on that factors, like how many times I watch it. So, it's sort of like with Oppenheimer. That was a good movie.
Yeah. No, I totally get you.
There
are some movies that,
is it good within like maybe like a year's frame? Yeah, sure. Like that's good. I think it might have won or was nominated for something. I think. But
I mean, I kind of agree with him. I do think, and with the key word being potentially, I put it in the top tier of comic book movies.
See, I would put the first Deadpool movie is probably one of the best comic book adaptations.
Yeah, I mean, I would put that in the same tier. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I would put The Crow in that tier. If I had to pick, I would say The Crow. But I mean, I in my opinion, if we just look at like quality comic book movies,
Right.
they're all in that tier together,
Mm.
and then you have the tier down and so forth and so on.
Right.
And I do put it as one of them, so I can see why him saying potentially, in my opinion,
Yeah.
he said potentially the greatest, because depending on who you are,
Right.
that might be your favorite.
Right.
Oh, who do we got? Thanks for joining us, Gus. We were just talking about you. So I think I saw your quote saying that you thought it was also the best. I mean, I think it is in that tier. I just don't think it. I think it's going to depend on who you are as a person. Like Cap clearly gravitated towards Deadpool, probably because it's got humor, and I knew you like fourth wall breaking, and and all those things. I mean, for me, The Crow, because I'm edgy and dark.
Yeah. Ooh, edgelord. Oi.
I used to be. Was I still that way when you met me, or like was I past the biker?
No, no, I think you're a little bit past it. You still had like remnants of it. I just like metal.
I mean, I have remnants of it today, but like
Yeah.
back in, you can't. Also, America's not a good country. No, let me rephrase that.
I'm
It's a great-
triggered.
but it's not a great place for dressing the same way that I did in England. Stuff that I wore over there would get me my ass kicked in the United States.
Yeah.
By the way, Gus, since you're watching, how's our volumes? Are we sounding good today? Because there's always an issue with with my mic. Anyway, Ian McKellen. Did you hear about this? He fell off a stage.
Yeah, he fell off the stage. God, he's like 800 years old.
I know.
Poor guy.
But apparently it wasn't. Originally, it was just he was rushed to the hospital. But we
Yeah.
haven't had an update since. He
But
has a fractured wrist,
Yeah.
and he's recovering well.
Yeah.
So,
So
all things considered, that's not too bad.
just okay. Stay away from the. You know what they need? They need to put like a little
A net.
a safety net, or like one of those big like crash mats or something.
There's like a team just walking in front of Ian and
Yeah,
Kelly.
yeah. An old style trampoline, like. It's just. Are we aren't we past old people falling off stages? Like, how do you fall
I
off
don't
stage?
know.
Like, I suppose the lights, depending on how bad the lighting is, because.
I was at a particular club that I used to go to, and there was a performer doing a particular performance with a blindfold on.
Yes.
And I was watching said performance, and she like went head over heels by mistake, flipped off the stage. You know me, I went into Superman mode.
Of course.
So I go diving forward, and then I've just got legs on each side of me, and I'm holding her. And then she lifts the thing, and she's like, "Oh my god, thank you." And I was like,
My hero!
I know. And I was like,
Frosty,
it
I
was,
do believe that you are blushing, sir.
yeah, she was a friend of mine. Well, a friend of mine's friend. Moving on.
Moving on.
You can figure out the details on that and talk to me later. Ian we already talked about that. Oh, Jared.
From Subway.
Jared
From Subway.
No, not from Subway. The thing with Jenkins. God,
Subway.
the show where they drive around in the car in Supernatural.
Yeah.
You know, there's Dean, and he was in The Boys, and then Sam's the other one. It's Jared, however you say his last name, Padalecki. I butchered it, but apparently he's in talks, so it's not a guarantee, but he's gonna be in talks to be in the final season of The Boys.
Nice. Yeah, so I heard
Yeah,
we're
he's
getting 1 or 2 more seasons of The Boys.
But it ends at 5. The 5th season's their final season.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, we broke that.
I was going to say, we talked about this, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so volume sounds. Oh, yeah, perfect. Thanks.
Cool.
Thanks. Really, really appreciate that.
I wonder if we'll get all the spin-offs from, like, once the main Boys storyline ends with Homelander, once that's resolved, if it's going to just sort of continue
Does
on.
it need spin-offs, though, you know? Like,
Right.
I mean, it's had a few, and they're just not... I mean, I liked the the Godkin, what's it called? The X-Men one, where they're like younger. I like that show, but it's not as good as The Boys, you know.
Yeah.
Also, speaking of The Boys, because you see it all over Twitter. I don't know if you're seeing it because you also run our Facebook, but everybody like is like, oh look, the ratings for The Boys, they're like, it's not as good.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, this show's failing, go broke on it and stuff. It's actually got a 21% increase from season 3. So, and then to release that, they posted it with Homelander. He's got his thing up and he's flicking off the camera.
Nice. So this has been, we can talk about this more when we talk about the reviews. That though I think it's hilarious, it is a bit on the nose with certain things.
It just cracks me up.
Right. So it cracks me up because it's almost that.
Oh, yeah, it's divisive.
Right, and it's almost that it was always meant to be that, and now it's sort of like.
Oh, but you know why?
What?
The creator came out and talked to it. What's his name? Kripke. He flat out said, this season, I wanted you to know, fuck you, I don't like you. This is about you. You are this.
Okay.
And so he purposely, like, just like...
It's very on the nose, where...
Yeah.
It's still... So what's great about The Boys is that it always had that Paul Verhoeven style of, like... just extreme... satire. And that's why I love this show. It's... critical superhero theory. It's okay. That's funny, and when I heard it, that's funny. But that's,
you know what it reminded me of was our Gremlins pitch.
Yeah. It sort of reached that level, and I
was like Operation Lightspeed. Because like they went around using light to get all the gremlins.
Right.
The best was do you remember I had the Trump gremlin and he
was
and they brought out what's his name, Gizmo, and all the gremlins were rock rim rock.
I love how we had like the same ideas.
Well, where do you go? I mean, when you got to do that kind of stuff,
right?
Anyway, but so 21 increase, so it's doing well.
Yep.
This is a shout out to Rob. That's at Rob0797. I think I sent it to you. We got a cover picture for issue 3 of his comic White Owl.
Oh yeah.
I will read his little post about it. It says, "Hello, White Owl fam. I apologize for the silence. Issue number 3 is still being worked on by the new artist. It will be different and equally amazing. Can't wait for you all to see." It says in schedule, Faint issue 01. That's the comic he's working on right now. Lose a finger, lose a soul. And then issue 3 is Merc with a Heart. And what did you think of the cover?
So I dug it. Hold on, let me pull it back up again because it's been.
Yeah, let's go. I'll post.
Hold on. Let me just refresh my mind really quick.
I know, I'm just gonna post his Twitter handle in the chat.
Yeah. This is a while ago. We should have him back on.
Yeah, he wants to.
Yeah.
It is a bit more busy than some people because he's got kids, obviously.
Here, do me a favor, if you can resend it to me or tell me where it was. I think it was in our main chat, but it gets buried underneath.
Okay, we'll swing back around to that. So while I'm sending that to you, Donald Sutherland has passed away at 88.
Yeah, I saw that.
Like every week we're talking about someone who's dying.
It happens to the best of us.
It does. Hang on, cat.
Human, release me.
He can go out. The door's right there.
Did you see the look he just gave you?
No.
The look he just gave you is just like, human, release me from my shackles. Free me.
Again, open door. What he probably wants is I put his food up because I like to. All right.
See, he's licking your elbow, bro. Yeah, he's going for the elbow, bro.
He nibbles me to tell me like, okay, this is serious. I think he can't get to his food. And he's like, whoa, 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 whoa. This is a problem, man. Like, I understand that you're doing your show, but I just sent it to you.
Yeah. 1111, make a wish. There's the cat. There we go. Yeah. That's awesome. Ugh, I don't like the fingers. Bro, you're killing me with the fingers.
Well, I mean, it's not the final version.
No. I'm not saying that. I'm talking about the broken finger bits. Yo, I don't give a shit about the art.
I was just hearing you from a distance. Yeah, I can see what you mean.
Yeah.
He likes that. He likes that gore stuff.
No, I know he does.
He also likes the... he's a big fan of Spawn and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So you can definitely see the influences.
Yeah.
That looks cool.
Yeah, just...
I'm excited.
Oh, I'm just not squeamish looking at... Oh, especially the thumb right there. Oh.
I wonder if he would be open to me. I might take a pass at his logo. I don't want to offend him. I just... I mean, 20 years of graphic design, that's where my brain goes with logos.
Right.
Anyway, it looks cool. I actually really dig the logo. I just almost want to just punch it up.
Yeah. Yeah, I see what you mean. Sort of go with like a... The logo has like a cool like Thundercat vibe with the Sword of Omen striking through it a little bit. Is that where your brain went?
Yeah, but also like the text. Typography was where I specialized in. So just like thicks and thins and things like that. When you look at type, you're supposed to look at the absence of the letter. It's weird you look at the space around it and stuff like that.
Right.
It's the worst thing you can ever do is they're trying to have a conversation with someone about like a design like I did recently. I want to go with a serif font like Georgia for something like this. And they're like, oh, that's just a regular font. I'm like, yeah, but
Comic Sans. Comic Sans. Comic Sans.
I don't have a problem with Comic Sans in the right connotation. The problem is people use Comic Sans on like, you'll be like, you go to a memorial and you're like, what the hell? This is Comic Sans? And the thing is, if you're a designer, you sometimes do it as a joke and send it as one of the samples to your clients, and you're like, this will be funny, and then they always pick it. And you're just like, what is wrong with you people?
It looks good. Like
no, it's fine in its right places, but use something else anyway.
Right.
Anyway, so we're talking Donald Sutherland. Yeah, that's really bummed. He died. He was a good actor. You see, is probably most well known for Hunger Games, but he's been in a lot of TV shows. He's kind of... What was the horror movie he was in?
I'm gonna pull him up. I was gonna pull him up really quick.
Isn't there a horror movie where he's like, like he opens his mouth and stuff?
I think so. Donald
Sutherland.
Yeah. Just trying to figure out what movie he's been in. MASH. God, what was that horror movie? Don't look now.
Yeah, I don't remember. If anyone knows in the chat, let us know.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's all I got in news. You got anything else?
Yeah, so some theme park news. In Florida, Universal has been creating a new theme park called Epic Universe. Have you heard of the Epic Universe? So they are... Theme park industry folks are saying this is going to be like the Disney killer for Disney World. So this is a whole new freaking theme park. It's called Epic Universe. It's Universal. You're going to have the Super Mario Land, which all the Universals are getting. We just got one in at our Universal, like a smaller scale one. There's a bigger one in Japan. So this is going to be the bigger one with like the Yoshi tram and everything. It looks neat. One of the cool areas that we're getting that they've been hyping up a lot is a a land dedicated to the old Universal monsters,
Yeah, makes sense.
and you're walking through.
Yeah, I used to do licensing designs for Universal Monsters, right?
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I've done tons of them. I've done T-shirts. They're on my website. Like, it's because the person that I used to work for, they had the license for it
Yeah.
for a long time. They weren't allowed to do. They were trying to at one point though, because like Hot Topic was a big buyer,
Mm-hmm.
and they were trying to switch from like Hot Topic switched to all that YouTube culture,
Yeah.
and it was going away from the kind of darker goth culture.
Yeah.
So then I had to come up with designs to like make it like modern and like that. And so like I put like Frankenstein on one of those, what are those called? Dance Dance Revolution pads.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And he was just like, and like stuff like that. And yeah, but the Universal, because you have to like get the rights from both the buyer, Hot Topic wanted them, but
Right.
Universal shut that down. They were like, nope, our monsters are serious, and so we weren't allowed to do it.
That sucks. So.
Yeah.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say it limited the distribution though, because if Hot Topic wasn't buying, who was buying those monsters at the time? You know what I
Right.
mean?
Well, so with this thing, because they tried to start the Dark Universe with the Tom Cruise Mummy movie, and it didn't really do well, so they put everything off to the side. So I think that this is their way of, because it's cool that they had these characters
Well,
that.
There was other ones too, though. They've had a few. They had the Dracula movie.
Was that tied into the new Dark Universe?
Yeah. That was it. God. Yeah, they called I can't remember. They even called it like the Dark Universe. There's been a few.
Has there? I thought there was only the Mummy one, and then they just sort of got over it.
No, we're forgetting a few. It was called the Dark Universe.
Yeah.
Um.
So what's cool?
Oh, they're doing a Darkmoor ride, but is what you're saying?
Yeah. So
I think there was a werewolf movie too, actually. Yeah.
So I don't think it was all tied to the Dark Universe, because it was all contingent, because they set up Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde with my goodness, what was his name? Russell Crowe.
Oh, the Invisible Man, I think, is also in the list.
Yeah. So what's great is that you have a whole land, and when you're hearing their engineers, whatever their fungineers are called at Universal, they said, "What's wrong with having a thrilling PG-13 experience at a theme park?" So we welcome those who are brave enough to come enter Darkmoor, and they have the Gypsy Camp for the for the werewolf. The big star attraction though is called Monsters Unchained, and you follow Frankenstein's great granddaughter or something, and Dracula is going to be like attacking the castle or something. And what's cool is at the facade you have this giant manor, and it's got the simulated lightning effects, and that lightning is it's spread out throughout the entire land.
Oh.
And it looks phenomenal. And with the ride technology that they're using for this ride, they said it's going to have the best animatronics of any theme park ride ever, including Disney.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. It's Universal. They have all the movie crap. So
right.
I get that.
So
I mean, you might as well go with what you have.
So how the ride system works, and it's going to be similar to Harry Potter, where you have sort of like a robot arm, effectively, and then this would be like where you're sitting, right? So Rocket Raccoon is you sitting, and then as the arm is moving, it's doing this, and that's how the ride works. So what they're doing, it's the same ride mechanic, but they're removing the side fins, because you're sitting in this box, you can only see forward. They're removing the side, so you can now free look anywhere, and they're combining new CGI. It looks phenomenal. I'll send you some.
They still have the oh god, what's it called? Universal is the largest, like second largest escalator in the world. Or something.
Yeah. That's the one in Hollywood.
I went with my brother, and he was like, "Let's take the stairs." And I was just like,
Why?
oh my god, halfway up. And I think he was in the military at the time, so it was like nothing for him. He was just like,
You almost need Sherpas to make that climb. That is a hoof.
we did it. We did it. I mean, I just chilled at certain stairs. And everybody on the escalator looking at it is like, what the fuck are you guys
What are you doing? just passing you on the way up.
Yeah, because it's like you're on the stairs forever. I mean, it's so long.
So really quick, going back,
go
they're also going to have original characters walking around the land for photo ops, which is phenomenal. They're silently stabbing at all the failures of Disney. Universal has been like the Martians from War of the Worlds. They've been watching from a distance everything that's been going on, planning their attack, waiting for the proper time to really make the proper strike.
I asked her to be on our show, so maybe she can talk about this a little bit if she agrees. But a friend of mine, she's an actress, Megan Anderson. I asked her to be on her show, but she does the universe, like kind of like Knott's Berry Farm does their Halloween haunts.
Yeah,
she works for Universal and does their Universal one.
Oh, she's a horror night. That's cool.
Cool. She's very much proud vegan.
Aren't they all? All vegans are proud vegans. It's part of that. Just is part of the culture.
And oh god, what was it? I sent a thing. She was part of Playboy TV as well for a while.
Yeah.
That's she was on some show where they had like the two girls come out, and she was one of them. She's like, "Okay, guys, now that you've been doing this, you know how they have those people like in those kind of anyway. So okay, do you have anything else in the news?
No, we can jump into it. Yeah.
Should we jump into some reviews?
Yeah, we can do reviews.
So well, let's start with House of Dragons because that was the one you're a little hazy on.
I'm hazy on that one.
We had House of Dragons. It sounds like Cat watched it when he was tired and he started to fall asleep or something.
I tuckered out.
But we had House of Dragons episode 1. It was great. I was a little bit like, oh man, it's been a long time since I watched the last one.
Right.
And I felt like I should have probably watched a recap or something. But then I remembered the kid dying from the giant dragon at the end. And I was like, oh yeah. And then I started to remember more as I was watching it, and I was just like, okay. Excellent episode. Sucked me right back in. It's just so good. I love the Game of Thrones does something that people try but fail at, which is where there is no villain really.
Yeah.
Because I mean, yeah, people are evil, but I mean, it's also like it's like your son, you know, like so like and like so it does it really well, but oh fuck the final scene, spoiler for anybody who hasn't seen it, this one guy hires a couple of assassins, I forget their names, like Cheese and something or something, and they go through the sewers, and they're supposed to kill the son, and then they get the wrong kids, but they grab the queen, and then she's got her 2 babies there, and then they're like, well, which one's the boy? And then they're like, the mom knows, and then like they're like, she's like, tell us, and then he's like, tell us or I'll kill all 3 of you. And then so she points, and then the guy's like, no, she wouldn't put the heir for the king up, just like this also came out on Father's Day,
right?
And then he's like, no, she's not lying. And then you see them wake up the kid, and then they start sawing through the living kid's neck. You hear everything, and she just grabs the other kid, and then my heart's going out to her because she's a mom, and she runs in, and then the one that's ahead of the family, she's busy fucking the knight that she's been fucking, and she's like, they killed the boy. And it's just like, oh my god, like, ugh.
So I was actually planning on rewatching this before we went live. I just didn't have the time to, because I fell asleep. I caught it like little
segments.
I remember hearing it, Like when you're sort of in that lucid state, I
Oh,
thought I was having a nightmare.
The actor nailed it. It was horrible, but the actor nailed it.
Yeah.
We got to see a little, so if you're watching for the dragons, there were some dragons, not like tons of dragon action. This is one.
Well, that's fine.
But like,
Can't all
yeah,
be,
I mean, you
can't all
see
be
like one of
dragons.
them, like she's out patrolling, keeping their thing, and they're like, "Should we attack? Shouldn't we attack?" And then, basically the mom character, she's like from the one family, the one whose son got killed the last season. She's like, she's gone into mourning, and then when she finally comes out, she's like, "I want like their kid that did this to my kid," and then but they end up doing a son for a son kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It was great, but it was too real. I didn't like it.
Yeah.
And then just because
Made you feel.
just before that, we saw the dad. He's at the dinner table and his kid's messing with the guy and stuff like that, and and he's like, "Oh, do you want to like give the master coin a pony ride?" And like he's like, "Yeah." And like, I mean, he was kind of being sadistic, but at the same time, like you see how much love he has for his son, and his son like dies like a scene later. Oh my god. Anyway, shut up and take my money. This show's great. If you're not watching it, you should be. We also had Hell of a Boss episode 9 dropped, so they've had the gap for a while for the episode 8, and then all of a sudden I just saw it popped up in my feed, episode 9.
Like 2 weeks later, boop, here's another one.
Yeah, and it was just, oh, this is awesome. So,
this is the apology tour.
Yeah. I don't even. It's. How do you even talk about this show in this like tiny little segment? Just to say, like it's metal. It's like deep.
It's raw. It's so emotionally raw.
Yeah.
And very real. It does such a great job.
Which is weird because it's set in such a fictional verse, but like,
right. But that's sort of what I think elevates it, because they're all sinner. They're all imps, right? They're all living in hell. So I think that little added layer just makes it better.
Yeah, but like I said, like there's something real about it though, and like that's what I mean. Like, yeah, it's a great show. So I'm taking money again. If you're not watching the show, you should. It is. I mean, if it's your thing, I can totally see how people would be like, it's not my jam. Right. Like similar, you were like, oh, you really like what's that show you've been talking about? Happy something, Smiley.
Oh, Smiling Friends. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna give this show a chance. So I sit down and go, bloop, and I watch it, and it's the first episode.
It's the animation, isn't it? It's the gumball animation.
No, I don't care about the animation.
Okay.
No, it's all fine. The guy is talking to another guy in some kind of back room or something. I don't know. And there's a lot of jokes. Well, there's a lot of jokes going back and forth between these two characters. None of them are hitting.
Okay.
And I'm not saying it's not funny. It's just I wasn't laughing. I was just like, I was like, oh, this isn't my humor. And then they go to the boss, and then the boss grabs the little baby version, and then in the veins, and I was just like, oh, if this is that kind of show, and I'm trying to watch it for your sake because I understand like you find this hilarious. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna give it a shot. I couldn't do any further.
I get it. It's. I wish I knew the name of the art style, or just that particular just sort of like unsettling art style where things are drawn certain ways. You just be
no, but it's also got a dryness to the humor, and I appreciate dry humor.
See,
but
I like Alan. He's the red guy.
I don't even know. Like I'm sorry, I couldn't. But
cheese. No, but at least you gave it a shot. It's fine. Yeah. I understand it's not for everybody.
I don't. I think it probably is a great show. It's just it's like someone being like, "Oh man, you should really check out this baseball game," and I'm like, "Okay," and I'm like, "I don't get it." You know?
Well, what was that one show that you said that you didn't understand or didn't get it until the thing about your dad?
Oh yeah, Tim and Eric. Yeah, that is true. It could be one of those. You might be right.
So there's a episode. I think it's the finale of season 1, or the beginning of season 2 where they go to Brazil, and the episode is them going to Brazil and what happens after they get to Brazil, and it's just such a. I don't even want to say anything about it because it's such
I'll
weird.
Give it another,
so
give it another
you know, if you're to watch another episode, watch that episode, and it's just so
okay. All right.
It goes to Brazil.
Like, I can't promise you anything.
It's just such a. It's so awkward. It's just.
Anyway. You have a rating for Hello Boss episode 9?
Oh, shut up and take my money.
Shut up and take my money. Yep.
Totally. I mean, so what do you? We follow Blitz. Him and.
Well, we can move on. We got a lot of shit to cover.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, it was dope. Check it out. Like I said, it's a hard show to describe. It's just, it's so good. Like I said, metal. I mean, yeah. Like, how would you describe the show?
Growing Up My Little Pony.
Yeah, I mean that's what I was saying before. I mean,
no, like, anyway. You summed it up beautifully. It's Growing Up My Little Pony.
All right. Well, let's see. Hello, Boss. Okay. Well, I think the big one's going to be The Boys, but we'll jump into that one last. So let's go My Adventure with Superman.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, addendum. I rewatched last week's episode, and it annoyed the shit out of me because you were like, it's like I woke up, watched the show, and then turned on this. I was tired out of my brain, and then you're like, which one of those is like a comic book character? I was like, I don't fucking know. Like, but I rewatched it as an awake version of myself,
right?
And yeah, the girl that was hitting on Superman, that's Silver St. Cloud.
Okay,
she is Batman's girlfriend, who decided she couldn't be his girlfriend when she like saw like how dangerous his life is. He was like a socialite, so that's pretty much what they did with her in the show anyway.
Oh, okay.
They just made her more of like an influencer
because she looked familiar. I just couldn't put my finger on it.
Yeah, so, okay. She looks different in the thing, but like I mean, they made her kind of thick in this one.
Yeah,
like because there's definitely an anime influence into this show because like everybody's horny for these characters.
Right.
Like, just go on Twitter for 5 minutes. But anyway, yeah. So we just had the episode that dropped this morning. It was a follow up because Supergirl had captured Clark in the last episode, and so this is them. She takes him to Thanagar and says like, "Oh, look how great everything is."
And everything is destroyed.
Yeah, everything is destroyed, and then like we meet Brainiac and stuff like that, and
why is Brainiac giving me Zod vibes also?
Well,
like the Neely stuff. I just
the kneeling.
Because at first I thought because they showed Brainiac earlier in the season, but I thought it was Zod because they kept like referring to like kneeling and just I thought it was Zod. So there might be a I don't know.
Yeah, and then we also had, but in meeting Brainiac, Kara kind of starts to fight the mind control a little bit, and then it finishes with what's his name, Jimmy Firestorm or something like that.
Yeah, Jimmy Firebird. No,
yeah, Firebird. That's the name of his thing. She thinks that's his name. Jimmy Firebird.
Rule of Earth.
And he's got. Oh God, what are the characters? Monsieur
Ape, right? Who's
not Ape? It's Monsieur something or other, and Brain. That is annoying the shit out of me.
There are so many gorilla characters in DC that I lose track of all their names.
Gorilla and Brain. Anyway, but yeah, so they show up because Mala, Monsieur Mala, yeah, and the Brain. They show up.
What weren't they in another thing that we watched a while ago?
They were in the show.
No, I know that they were in the. Okay, yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now remember they go to their base and stuff.
Yeah.
Find out they're in love and like.
Yeah.
And so they're friends now. That's why they showed up with them. And so obviously it's their ship that they got. I'm guessing Jimmy probably paid for it. We're gonna see his little thing. Yeah.
So that means that next week we're gonna get the Jimmy episode as to how he wrangled them and got there, and then it's gonna
Probably either that, or they'll just keep going with the story and like. I mean, maybe they'll just talk about it. You know, I don't know. Who knows? But yeah, I'm enjoying the show. It's great. Supergirl's great. It's cool because like Clark's exhibiting powers they were unaware of. Like we got to see his freeze breath again.
yeah.
And yeah, stuff like that. It's really good.
Well, can we?
And we got just how powerful Brainiac is.
Well, we got to see our first peek at what are they? Thanagarian?
Yeah, the hot girls
Yeah.
race. But they wiped him out in this show, so I don't know what they're gonna do because they've changed the. I don't think they were wiped out. But it was cool though. I did love that part though where we got to see like Kara remembering, and then she's on top, like she's like floating above worlds, just like like eye laser, and like
Focused eye
everybody's
laser.
dying, screaming.
Right.
And yeah, that was cool. Like
So,
the show's good.
I like how we did get to see the Green Lantern type of
Sort
thing.
of, yeah.
Sort of. We got
Yeah.
to, so they
Yeah, he
hinted
was
at
wearing a lantern ring. I don't
Yeah.
know which lantern that's supposed to be, but
I don't know.
I think
Hey,
it's
it
just
looked
Jim
almost like Kilowog, kind of, sort of.
no, because he had like it was weird and mutiny. I don't know, like
Yeah, I
and
mean,
he had like green gems in him and stuff, and like I don't know.
yeah.
Who knows?
But I mean, there you go. There's our first look at a Green Lantern in the
Yeah, and then
Superman.
the Thanagar, no idea what the other one was. I don't know if that's from
Yeah.
something. Probably is, but I don't know. Some alien.
I was actually going to ask you, what was that third dude? Because I recognize,
Right.
there's a Lantern guy, there's a Thanagarian, and who's
If
that?
someone knows, let us know. I'm sure someone will mention it on Twitter at some point. I'll see.
Right.
Because everybody's smarter than me.
Mm.
So yeah. Anyway, so your rating.
Oh, shut up and take my money. It's so good.
So
Yeah,
yeah, same with me.
it's so good.
Anything stand out for you, especially
So
for me with the Supergirl like world domination bit?
yeah, so you see, there's like a screen on Thanagar that's all staticky, and she flies back to, and it snaps into focus, and it shows her just obliterating everybody, and then you see her sort of like with this focus like sun thing. I'm like, I wonder what that is, and then the next scene is she's just blindly eye lasering cities, and you hear people screaming. There's this thing that sort of comes out from her suit that's sort of like a focusing lens. It just
That's
super
how she
cool.
beat him in the laser. They had a blaster.
Yeah.
And she used that.
So super cool. That Brainiac was interesting. Like, it's an interesting look and take and vibe.
You can
on
always show Brainiac because dot.
Yep. Well, only the two connect, not the ones at the top.
No,
don't
I know.
connect.
So that's
Yeah.
why I did that. I did
Okay.
the heat connection. But anyway, yeah. Okay, so Shut Up and Take My Money. I agree. Knocks it out of the park. Finally, in new stuff, we had The Boys episode 4, I think,
Yeah,
or 5.
4. Because we got the 3, and this is the next one. So yeah,
Yeah, I think this is personally my favorite episode so
it's
far.
so good. Yeah, absolutely.
The
agree.
way it set up multiple things and then it just kept skipping between them, and each one was ratcheting up the tension.
Right.
And you get through one scene and then it bounces to another and you're like, oh yeah, I forgot about that shit.
Right.
And then like so I mean, some people are saying they thought it was boring what happened with Anthony Starr's character Homelander.
What?
I know they were
who
like, oh,
says
it went
that?
on too long. I just saw people saying that.
Who's they? No, that's I think that's
no. I thought it was great.
the
I think that
episode.
was some of the
Were those
finest
scenes?
acting. Yeah, it was so good. Go ahead.
No, so the how they set up the scene is perfect because they show some people deep in the bowels of some lab. They look kind of miserable, just your everyday scientists, and you see the elevator starts coming down. It's like, there's nobody supposed to be here. Call up the top, see what it is. Oh, nobody's answering. Well, security went. The cameras are gone. Well, shit. And then the doors open, and there he is. Hey guys.
He's got a cake.
And he's got the Wally the whale cake. And it is.
Yeah, so we had Homelander going home. What else happened? We had
So
Huey got the serum
yeah,
with
with
what's his name?
A Train.
And then and then we had the big and then what's it God.
So
Fucking
so
what's his name's
Firecracker.
character? Yeah, well Firecracker, but he gets the dirt on her. What's the guy's name? Butcher.
Yeah,
Butcher
Butcher.
goes and gets dirt on Firecracker and then he's like, "Oh, look, and it turns out you had sex with a 15-year-old." And then
And then she just
and
spun
that,
it.
yeah, no, and that's what because they've done that a lot, and I was like, oh, like they're doing that again.
Right.
And then she just goes, "What if I hit that for you?" And then she recognized that it's like more about tribalism than anything else.
Right.
And so she leaned into like God's forgiveness and everything,
Right.
and then they made Starlight out to be worse for having an abortion,
Right.
and she just lost it and just beat the crap out of Firecracker. Like,
But do you think that was part of the master plan, though? That's exactly what it
oh,
was.
definitely
Yeah.
from Sage, because we
Right.
see Sage sitting back there going like yeah, and she kind of
Yeah.
did it to like yeah, well, she was kind of punishing her, like in a way I thought like
Right.
she was like, yep, this is exactly what I thought was going to happen.
Right.
And yeah, so it was good. Oh god.
So, what do you think Butcher's powers are? Because he's got like a little thing slithering around in him. There's that fight with the stretchy dude, and
Yeah.
he's sort of
And
blacked
then it
out, and
just
then he
explodes.
yeah. There's like bits of face. But still not the most graphic scene of that episode. We'll talk about that. And I knew the moment things started to go down because you sent a thing ahead of time saying, there's a scene that even I had to look away from. It's like, huh.
Yeah, I've never had to do that with the boys, but I knew, like, because I caught it. I don't think everybody did, but remember I mentioned it the week before.
Yeah, how she
I was
just
like, oh, she lobotomizes herself to relax.
yeah.
And then, but we see the scene, and then I was like, no, I can't handle it, and I just had to look away. I was like, it's too much.
Right.
I can't, because the lobotomy medical procedures are too real for me, and lobotomies are a real thing that we did to people at one time,
Right.
and just the
right
terror of having that.
here and just tink tink.
Yeah. I'm shocked you're just cool with that. 'Cause like you can't handle.
So
a needle,
no,
like,
I wasn't cool with it, but because you couldn't, my body forced myself to sit through it. So it was kind of like this. Oh, but
no,
it was.
I was
it
just like
oh,
that was too graphic for me.
Oh,
But I mean, I can't believe you can handle that because I'll
no,
send you, like,
I was like,
I know, but it's
I was
funny because I sent a
squealing.
video of like someone putting needles into me once, and you were like, "No." Like,
Oh, it's the same visceral reaction. It's just.
well, I'm just sitting there recording that, like, but anyway, yeah, that. But then also all the stuff that like with Homelander, holy shit,
Yeah.
he puts those people through hell, and that's the thing. Homelander is so scary because it's just like he doesn't give a shit,
Right. Just you do feel bad. I felt bad for the character, and you see him. The people kind of know, and there's the doctor's there trying to like talk to him normally. Oh, hey, John. It's like, no, it's Homelander, and you can just sort of relive through Homelander's eyes what he went through, and a lot of things that these people just forgot. And I think that's the best part about those scenes, is that these things that meant that were so impactful to Homelander, these things that just really defined who he is now, these people don't even remember. It was just throwaway things that, oh, so good. So good.
Yeah.
It's like, remember when you used to
no,
call
it
me
was-
Squirt?
but because you're wondering, like, I mean, it's gonna happen, but they do a good job of like shows up a cake and he's like, "Hey guys," and he does that like, "I'm nice and friendly,"
Right.
and then people are eating cake and they're nervous, but like it's gonna happen because it's Homelander, but you're wondering like, but as soon as he's like, "Hey, let's play a game," you're just, "Oh no, it's going down,"
Right.
and then like the guy's not really aware of it, and then then he spins it on him, and then he's just like, and he's like, "Get in the oven," and he's like, "Get in the oven, or all your family goes in with you."
Hmm.
And it's just like, yeah, what do you do then? You're screwed.
Right.
You can't fight that.
No.
Like if it's just like it's like some like I'm watching it, I'm like thinking like, what would I do?
Right.
But like that's the only thing you could do in that situation.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I mean, you're going to die anyways. Maybe he'd respect you if you like try to throw a punch or something. Because
See, I think that's where you go wrong because then he's gonna be like, "How dare you?" And then your family goes in with you, and like that's what I mean. I think the only
yeah,
thing you can do is to just man up and just have to walk in.
yeah,
Like, but like, yeah, I agree. Like, it would be better if like you could go down just like and just be like, "Bro, Bloom," oh my god, my hand, and then he just eye lasers you.
yeah.
Um, I wonder how if he like tortured those people or if he just ripped. I mean, they were getting tortured the whole time, but like,
Right.
you know what I mean? If he just like killed them instantly, or because like,
I think he
the
just okay. I think he just punch exploded them and probably just whatever fun ways to quickly just
oh, he's such a sadistic character.
yeah. Which is why you should totally take it on the actor. It's a portrayal of the actor and who they really are as a person. My goodness, only a sadistic fuck would play such a good sadistic fuck on TV. Oh my goodness gracious.
Yeah, people are saying that he would play an excellent Joker.
Oh yeah. He's got he has the the crazy
The
stare.
grin.
Yeah, he's got the
Yeah.
grin and the crazy stare. Yeah, I never thought of that. Yeah, that'd be a good choice for Joker.
I would definitely. I don't see. I don't know if I'm him. I'm such a good actor. I would probably make my next project not a superhero if I could,
Mm-hmm.
just so I could diversify my career.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if I'm me, I'm going to be like 100% superhero and stuff all the time.
Of course.
I think he would make an excellent Sentry, because Sentry's
Oh yeah,
freaking nuts.
he's kind of nuts too.
Yeah,
He stars Reverse Flash. Yeah,
yeah, he would do a good Reverse Flash too. Yeah.
yeah. Sentry's a good one. Shut up and take my money though. What else do we have in this episode? We had. Oh, I love how what's her face, the former CEO, how she's there in Homelander's apartment, like also doing no good, and she leaves a poopy. Like that's her big revenge is just breaking into his apartment and just taking a poopy.
Well, what else do you do? I don't know, man. I feel bad for the people that are in his orbit because, like, being in his orbit is just death. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you don't want him to save you.
Right.
Like back in I think it was the last season where they did the famous Superman thing, where Superman shows up, saves someone committing suicide, and then and then he just forces them to do it instead. Like,
Right.
that's why I think it's like not to flip things, but I think that's why I'm glad James Gunn is going with a classic kind of Superman
Mm-hmm.
because we had a lot of evil Superman lately. Let's go to
Let's go back to the
yeah, let's go to that Action Comics vibe. I think Superkiller mentioned that he thought the photos looked very Action comic-y. Okay, yeah. So anyway, shut up and take my money. Amazing.
Yeah.
We've got Battle Nerds next.
Battle
Why don't we take a-
nerds. Yeah.
Why don't we take a quick pause? I'm gonna grab my cat and take a quick pee
We'll be
break.
back
and we'll be
for
back.
the epic battle between Thanos and Indiana Jones. Yes, welcome back. We are ready to dive into some battle nerds. This is where we random roll from a list of 100 fighters and pit them against each other in epic, glorious battle. Last week we had Zatanna versus Darth Vader. Didn't get a lot of votes on Facebook for this one.
Didn't get a lot on Twitter either, but by one vote, which is good because then they would have both gone out. Vader takes it. So Vader continues.
Shit! All too
I know
easy.
you toppled the God Killer. I still think she should have won, but whatever. Oh, sorry, I had to chase a cat.
No, it's fine. Oh, the Zatanna's off the list.
So
Holy shit.
Vader, actually, yeah, so this is a big upset because Vader's been winning and everything lately. So he goes up, he's got 4 wins. That puts him in 3rd place. Everybody else drops down out of the top seats. So we've got Rogue with 7 wins in 1st, Spock with 5 in 2nd, and Vader in 3rd. The only people we have left on the list are Superman, Vader, Indiana Jones, Spock, Pikachu, Rogue, Terminator T-800 Series Model 101, Thanos, and Iron Man.
Okay.
So it's down to the last 9. So today Thanos is going up against Indiana Jones as captain representing.
Oh yeah.
I don't have any Thanos nerd stuff, so sorry. But anyway, I got Thanos. You got Indiana Jones.
Yes. So what version of Thanos are you going with? We just.
I'm gonna go with the one. I'm gonna go with Thanos, where it's the one where he wins, and he kills Silver Surfer, and he's got Hulk as his dog, and he killed Galactus and all of them.
And I have.
How does Indiana Jones defeat that version?
Indiana Jones. Well, so my goodness gracious. So obviously Indiana Jones is not going to be able to beat Thanos one-on-one, head-to-head, even if Indy shoots first, as he does. That doesn't give him an advantage against the fucking Titan, the Mad Titan. So what is he, though? An archaeologist, and with his knowledge, he can find a way to defeat Thanos with some type of MacGuffin. Now, Thanos is known for the Infinity Stones, or the gems, whatever. Now, if you think about it, realistically, all Indy needs is one of these gems to really defeat Thanos. So, yes, he could collect all of them and brag about it, but realistically, let's be honest here. If we had access to just one of these gems, we'd easily be able to take care of Thanos. So how would he do it? Well, in a fight with the strength, yeah, sure, but that's dumb. The Mind Stone, yeah, that's cool, but, I don't want to fuck with that. The Reality Gem. You can fuck up a homie with the Reality Gem, or even with the Time Gem. So, really, all Indy needs is one of these 2 gems, so we can follow Indy throughout this caper of him trying to acquire one of these stones in order to take out Thanos. And only then, after he's acquired the MacGuffin, as Indy does, will he be able to confront Thanos in some epic showdown, and Thanos might be like, I'm the Thanos, and he's like, I got the stone, and then, Indy's gone.
All right, yeah. But you forget I teamed up with Thanos from a younger timeline. So as you're about to be like, I've got the stone, Thanos from a younger timeline goes slice, and you're boop. And then he grabs it. He's like, "Oh yeah, I didn't need these for a long time." and then he's like, "Who are you?" No, I don't know. I imagine Thanos takes down Indy this way. It just shows up sometimes in Indy's life. Indy's like trying to move a bag and weight and things, And then Thanos is like, "Oh, you're gonna mess it up," and he's like, "Whoa!" And then, and then he triggers traps, and Indy has to go through all that stuff. I imagine Thanos has been the one pulling the strings behind Indy's life. And as we see in the last movie, he like Indy's kind of defeated. Like, yeah, it was kind of like, did he get his groove back? He did, but it's only. I mean, as soon as Thanos shows
He's only
up,
at the ripe age of 87 years old that he finally get his groove back. For him.
So yeah, I don't think Thanos needs to fight Indy. I think he's just gonna fuck with him for his entire life until Indy's like dead, and he wins that way. Like,
I mean, if you put it that way, sure. But again, what really makes Indiana Jones awesome is his ability to do adventure things. And I don't know. I mean, that's really the only way I can think of Indy beating Thanos.
And he's just like, quit it. But
so, yeah, I mean, I don't really have much more to it. Just he's good at retrieving MacGuffins. He would have to have MacGuffin to beat Thanos.
Yeah.
So he, using Indy plot armor, which is very thick, you march him through the motions of acquiring said MacGuffin, and you have that third act where you have some sky portal for some reason, because sky portals are cool, and Indy shows up and is like, "Hey, Thanos," and like, "You belong in the museum," and then he uses the reality stone to just maybe replaces it with like a warm blanket and a bowl of soup. Maybe he rewrites reality entirely, where he never got to do any of that, and he just got to stay home and enjoy his soup. Not break his ankle on set every day. I mean...
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think, like I said, I don't think Thanos needs to fight him. He thinks that, I get you're saying that his whole thing is he can go on a quest, get like the ultimate nullifier or something.
Yeah.
He holds one of those moves. I mean, you know, maybe he teams up with Stark. Who knows?
Yeah. He gets a Stark whip. Oh, yeah. Stark whip. But anyways,
see him like he's like, I know, I'll get Thor's hammer, and then he's like in the cave, and he's got the weight and the hammer, and he's like, he drops the thing, and he's just like, yeah, this doesn't work.
Anyways, it is not up to us, it is up to y'all, so we will leave some polls on our pages for y'all.
He's won twice, so you never know. Thanos has 3 wins, so
yeah,
we'll see.
Oh, we'll see. I think this one, if an executive were to be like, "Hey, we need a crossover between Indiana Jones and Thanos," I think we can come up with something fun. Maybe we can tie in your story a little bit, where Indiana Jones is so tired of this craphead just, you know, ruining his life, that he finds a way to, like, you know, sneak away to do a thing and go on a secret adventure. But
I could see it like the Avengers. They need an expert on Thanos, and they're like, we need an archaeologist.
Right? Let's see here. I rolled a 9.
Oh shit! Sorry.
I might have jumped again.
9. You got Iron Man.
Yay!
What do I got? I got to roll a D10, I guess. I got a 4. So Iron Man. This is an interesting one. Iron Man versus Spock.
Oh shit! Okay.
So yeah, like Cap said, we'll put up the polls on Twitter and Facebook. You guys can vote for who you thought won the debate, or more likely which character you think takes it, or which is your favorite. We don't care. Vote, and then we'll put it up. So, like I said, one of the we're getting close, because one of the final champions is going to be Superman, Vader, Indy, Spock, Pikachu, Rogue, Terminator, Thanos, or Iron Man. So it's just really heating up.
Oh yeah.
Not who I thought would be on the finals.
Right?
But whatever. So let's go to. Oh, we got Behold Nerds next.
Yes. So, Behold Nerds, this is our segment where we pick a thing for the other to consume, and we encourage you all to join us as well, and we discuss it and give our opinions. And this week was my pick. I had picked this before, but we got sidetracked with the death of the YouTuber and watching his content. So,
Comic historian.
yeah, comic historian. So, it's Princess and the Frog, as mentioned before. This is the last of Disney's hand-drawn animation. Mr. Frosty, what did you think?
All right, so this is my first time seeing this. I thought the art was amazing. I mean, Disney usually knocks it out of the park with that kind of stuff, but yeah, I mean, you can see hand-drawn art, nothing really beats it, and there's some really beautiful scenes.
Right. With the bayou and the fireflies and everything. It's just
Yeah,
absolutely gorgeous.
there's some awesome stuff in it. Just everything, even just like her imagining her restaurant.
Yeah.
The kids like laughing.
Mm-hmm.
All of that. But it is a bit one of those movies where it's like, you know, I'd be like, hey, what's up, Cap? And you're like, what's up, Frosty? And then like we have to like burst out into song every time. We're just
yeah, it's a Disney movie. It's fine. That's
I know,
just
but
one of the tropes.
some of them do them more than others. This was very musical through the whole thing.
Yeah.
And like every conversation goes straight into song. So this very much was a musical. With some parts that weren't. But it was good. I enjoyed it overall. It kept me interested. I liked the characters. My favorite character, even though I can see like why she might annoy some people, it was the daughter of the rich guy.
Yeah,
she was kind of
she's funny.
spoiled,
Yeah, but
she's
not an awful human.
Genuinely cares about people,
Right.
and you know, so I mean, I think she was an interesting character because like as soon as she saw her friend was hurt, she was like, "Oh, come on," and you know, gave her a dress, and she was more concerned about that, and she was like really happy that she found love and all that kind of stuff. I was expecting her character to be kind of like a jealous person, but she wasn't.
Right.
So
I
liked her.
I like her character for that. It's
an
an interesting little subvert
twist because they didn't. A character that would traditionally be depicted as evil wasn't.
Right.
But yeah, the main two characters, the princess, I can't remember her name, but and the prince,
Tiana.
I can't remember his name. But yeah, them two. I like both of them. The gator is great.
The gator's actually my least favorite.
Really?
Yeah, I just Lewis. It's like, okay, the gator wants to be human. I just felt like there wasn't a payoff for it because he never became human. It
didn't matter. That was the whole point. He got to play with the band.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. You should see their animatronic of that guy and the new Splash Mountain. That's what sort of brought us to watch this. Was they rethemed Splash Mountain in Princess and the Frog, and the ride itself isn't based on the movie. It's supposed to take place after the movie, where after Tiana has her restaurant, and we're supposed to go and frolic through her garden, and that's fun.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I don't know. It was as far as this is concerned. I do think the restaurant is an interesting idea, but I would do it as a restaurant in Disneyland.
Oh, so they do actually have that. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They do. They way ahead of you, Frosty. So
is it good?
Eh.
Did it replace the?
So
the
you know what it is?
Blue
It just knows the Blue Bayou is still there. They are retheming all of New Orleans Square to reflect Princess and the Frog, which it's cool. I love this movie. It's a phenomenal movie. Dr. Facilier. We haven't talked about him yet. The villain, voiced by Keith David. Are You Ready is probably is a great villain song.
What they call
and
like the Shadow Man or
yeah, the
whatever.
Shadow Man, and
Yeah, no, he was cool. He was dark and he was evil and it was good. Like I thought it was like crazy that that's the thing. Sometimes these movies like you're like, well, that is like they're like he's getting like dragged to hell,
yeah,
and
yeah.
you're
This is
just
very
like,
sad. Like he's being dragged to hell.
yeah, I know. And you're just like, oh, this is a kid-friendly choice, you know?
Right, but I mean, yeah. So what? He's being dragged to hell. He's the Shadow Man. So,
No, I just mean it's been Disney has a tradition of traumatizing people, and I mean, of course, I don't care like now,
right.
but I mean, I watched Bambi die. You know what
Right.
I mean? Like,
So that's sort
imagine you're just a little kid, you put this on, and you're like, did he go to hell? And like,
so that sort of brings us to the kind of what I wanted to address is that you took something thrilling like Splash Mountain. Now, when I first heard that they were going to do the Princess and the Frog overlay, myself and a lot of other people got excited because we're thinking, oh my god, you're going to have Shadow Man as you're going up the hill before the drop, and you're going to have the tikis and all this stuff. Sir, I love the quote, "Won't you shake this poor sinner's hand?" from that movie. Yeah. So, anyway, myself and a lot of people just envisioned this whole thing, and again, it's one of those things where we set our own expectations. So what Disney did was they didn't want to depict that sort of thing. They didn't want it to be frightening, so there's no depiction of Shadow Man. You're just, oh, let's go. We're going to shrink you down to do some gardening stuff, and now we're going to make you big
I get
again.
it.
And it's just, it's such a wasted opportunity for such a good villain.
No, I agree. I think you could do it. I think you just maybe like put a little warning out front, let parents know, just be like, hey, like, have you seen the movie? It does deal with like voodoo stuff. Are you cool with that? And then if people choose to, then fine. But I get that you got to think of like it as a brand.
I know.
I know. I'm not saying it's it's the reality of the situation. But I agree.
See, what's great is that Universal is, hey guys, we have this wonderful theme park for everybody, for diverse families across the world. Their words, which is phenomenal. And they said, okay,
Universal City's dope, but actually so is. I haven't been there in a long time, but I haven't been to Universal City in a long time. But Universal City is dope, and then I also really
City
like what's the one where I used to see Cradle of Filth, because it's so funny. Like I'm at a Cradle of Filth concert.
Mm.
Some people are wearing T-shirts that say Jesus is a C-bomb.
Right.
And you're technically at Disneyland.
Yeah.
And then like Danny's on stage, he's like, I dedicate this next one to the master of evil, Donald Duck. And like, because he's getting a kick out of the fact that we're in Disneyland.
Right.
I mean, like, it's funny, like, and that's one of the times when you can dress like you could back in England because you're surrounded by other metalheads.
Right.
Like,
so it's just interesting to see how two different theme parks are handling themselves moving forward, and how they're just. I don't think there's anything wrong with kids being scared of things or to be thrilled in certain scenarios, and to sort of neuter the thrill from attractions for what? You're not adding anything to it. If anything, you're stripping away like the core element of the ride. It's Splash fucking Mountain. You go through this whole thing for the big.
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying, because it's for Splash Mountain. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So it feels like a disappointing step down, and because you don't want to offend people or trigger families. Well, Universal is saying, hey, diverse families, check out this freaking place. If not, it's cool.
I agree with you. I agree.
So
with
it's
you.
just.
I agree with you. I'm just saying, like just watching it myself, like as like from a different lens, I guess. I was like, holy shit! Like, if I was a parent, not even I don't even care about heaven and but if I got like a little kid, I could see like them being like, "This is a fun frog movie. This is great." And I was like, like, "Oh my god!" And then they're like, so I could see why, like, from your point of view, like, "Oh, that was the best part." But at the same time,
So it's what Splash Mountain was. You're just retheming it, right? Because Splash Mountain was
Splash Mountain?
So it followed the Brer Rabbit. It was from, my goodness, the banned Disney movie, because it's Weissest. My goodness.
Oh yeah, Song of the South.
Yeah, Song of the South. Yeah. It's from that, where you just follow the Brer characters, and then you're following Brer Rabbit, and he's having fun, and there's all the critters, and it's fun. There's a lot of whimsy. There's a lot of heart into it, and Brer Fox and Brer Bear are sort of like stalking Brer Rabbit throughout, and you see like the hijinks throughout, and then finally, right before the drop, oh no, you got me! Holy crap! And then that's like the tension and the buildup. Holy shit! What are we gonna do? What the fuck are we gonna do? And then you have the big drop, and it's holy shit, and it's telling the story.
My memory of that whole ride is just like sitting on a log, being like,
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Well, so
I don't remember the story or anything.
So
I remember
because
riding slowly through shit, and then there's the final good part, and then I know that chicks would sometimes flash.
Yeah.
And like, no, it'd always be looking back. Because I was like 14.
Okay. So Disney rides are known for their stories. Like Pirates of the Caribbean has a story. Haunted Mansion has a story.
No, I know, yeah.
So
it wasn't always Pirate. I mean, yeah, it was always Pirate. It didn't always have what's his name in it.
It didn't always have Jack Sparrow. So the story of Tiana's Bayou, whatever it's called, is.
I get you.
I know. It's just my God. Just how do you fuck this up? How do you fuck it up? How do you fuck it up? Give us a bag of money. Give us whatever you pay. Give us half. Give us half.
I don't know, dude. I don't know.
We can do it so much better.
I agree. It could have been. It should have probably been that. I agree. I was just trying to.
I know. I know. So. So needless. Anyways. So needless to say, a lot of people are disappointed because what's the fun?
Well, back to the film.
Back to the film.
No, it was a good movie. I enjoyed it. Shut up and take my money. I wish they did more hand-drawn stuff.
Yeah.
I wish also because there was a lot of jazz, and I just kind of wish it was more of that than less of the other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But it was good. I thought the film was funny, entertaining, engaging. I liked the bit with what was the Glowbug's girlfriend's name? The star. Yeah, and then they said like, "Oh, you're my blah blah blah," and they were referring to the star every time. I thought that was cool. Yeah, and he got all jealous and stuff, and like, I thought it was awesome.
And then he had that tragic death scene. Oh,
yeah,
right in the field.
I know. I'm surprised he was as okay as he was, because like he got stepped on. I was like, wow, you're a resilient bug. Because he's like lays him down. He's still all fat.
Right. He doesn't have his innards all blown out of his.
Yeah, no. Imagine if they did that, and he was like one of those like,
kill me. How badly did this movie make you want beignets? Oh my goodness.
Yeah. All I could think of was the scene in X-Men '97. Like, he's like, "You had it handled. These beignets need a gambit more or whatever." But he's wearing the like.
Yeah, the little midriff. Yeah. Anyway, so it is your turn, sir. Shut up and take my money.
Yeah. My pick this week is Blade Runner: The Final Cut.
Okay. The OG, right?
Yeah, I mean this is the director's cut
of the original.
The original.
Yeah.
So yeah, because I really want to watch Blade Runner 2049. You're like, we need to watch Blade Runner first, and so I keep waiting for you to pick Blade Runner, but you never do. So then I was just like, fine.
Honestly, I was going to pick it the other month, but I forgot what popped in my head that caused me to pick something else. But okay.
I'm just saying, if you want to watch Blade Runner 2049 next week, that would be dope.
Okay.
We could do a double bill.
Okay. So how high do I need to be to really, 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 really enjoy this? Doesn't matter.
I don't know. Like, I wouldn't go too far because, like, I don't know. If you're anything like me, you'll be like, oh, that was cool. You know what's also cool? Nachos. I could really go for some of those right about now. And then, like, you, like, look back and you're just like, oh, shit. Like, what is going on? What is Harrison Ford doing right now? Like, and because it's a slow thinker. It's kind of like this is nerd homework.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the nerd homework side. It's awesome, but it is homework.
Right.
I think it's 1983.
Mm-hmm.
But it's you'll love it. I know.
Yeah, so I've only seen this movie in pieces, and I'm kind of disappointed in myself that it's been so long that I've only seen this movie in pieces.
But then I know exactly why I fell in love with the AI character, but and you'll know why because you've seen women I date. You'll be like, oh my god, that's exactly the women you date.
Yeah, right. You probably didn't even have to say anything.
My counter argument is shut up.
Right. Which, yeah, I know.
But anyway, in the sequel, Blade Runner 2049, I just because of her character, and as well as Ryan Gosling, I just think he knocks it out of the park. I feel like the first part, for me personally, the first part is the homework. The second part is like the fun.
Okay.
You know, and so yeah, I'm excited to rewatch Blade Runner. Though it's been a long time for me, so that'll be good.
Okay. So tune in next week for our in-depth review of Blade Runner Super Extended Cut.
Oh, yeah. And might as well mention, I mean, we mentioned when we started, but Super Killers, he's in this chat right now, Gus. Check out his comic, Super Killers. It's on, well, you can say it's, what is it, Global Comics. Recently got recommended alongside The Boys, very impressively.
Yeah.
And you're now a writer. We'll ask you all these questions when you're here next week.
Right.
But he's going to be joining us on camera. It is next week, right? It's 29th?
Yep, 29th, yep.
Yep. And we're going to be discussing our pitches for evil protagonists, a movie or show or whatever you want to do, ideas for an evil protagonist. I think you mentioned you're going to be doing Doctor Doom. So that'll be fun. So tune in for that. Quick
mention. I am going to be on Richard from Smoking with Frogs, supporter of the show. I'm going to be on his show again on Tuesday. I believe it starts at 8 p.m. Pacific on Facebook. I'll post a link. Yeah, come. We're talking Christmas. He likes talking Christmas stuff with me. It's going to be the. It's a little early, but like Christmas in July type thing, and I have a Christmas in July caper that I've been savoring for the past 6 months that I can't wait to discuss. I'm going to be pranking my best friend Andy, aka Noble. He's been on the show before. I'm going to be pranking him this 4th of July with a Christmas caper. We'll be talking about that. So yeah, tune in on Tuesday.
And that's on Facebook, right?
Yes, sir.
Right. So we'll have links for all that. I'll try and put them in the description as well. We have our automated descriptions up. I'll see if I can update it. So if you just watch the replay, if you're on YouTube,
also,
you
this
should
is
be able
a
to find it there.
cool
As well.
fucking toy. It is a cool fucking toy. He's such a you would love this character, Frosty. This is the character that would be one of Frosty's favorites. I promise you.
I have a feeling he'll be talking about his cool toy on Richard's podcast now.
No, I'll be talking about this cool toy. Oh, my Paz Vizsla.
So we got about 8 minutes. What's going on in
I want to transform this guy. Where's the instructions? Here.
What do you got going on at the moment? I know you're busy writing and doing all your quantum stuff. Any new release? I recently posted a drawing of a sword on Twitter, and I sent it to you.
Yeah, that was cool. So you get to, because of my rules, you get to tell me where it's from, how it's from, where it came from. So, I mean,
I'm just toying around with ideas and stuff like that. I mean, like. I don't know. I had ideas. Like I was thinking, like there's the core part to the blade, it's all the circuitry, and then like it extends out as like a magnetic field with gas inside, and so that can have any kind of crazy fantasy shape you want, and then it also operates on probability.
Yeah.
So like it like just makes you style on anything you're fighting. Because it just like it finds the most improbable things. So like bullets should be flying to hit you, but it's like there is a certain probability that they'll miss,
Right.
and then if you do this probability, it'll look dope. So the sword automatically forces you into that position. So like it fights for you.
So you're like,
Um,
ah, ah!
yeah, but like but because of that field that it uses for the blade, it throws that around you too. So
That's
you get
awesome.
a degree of protection. But
Okay.
see, the thing is, like when you deflect with it, the reason you need the blade is because it can take hits, so it like cracks and damages, and then gets more damage, and then the gas leaks out, but then like it fixes itself automatically. Oh, that was my idea.
Here, hold on. Wanted to say to Cap, the next Super Killers release is for folks like him who like Catherine and Super Killers. And her solo release, pure fan service. Oh, hell yeah. Cool. Look forward to talking about that with you next week, bud. Whatever content you want to share, just bring everything. Bring all of it.
Oh, that's dope. It's gonna be your solo release.
Yeah. That's cool.
Do you know when you're gonna have that out? That would be awesome.
Have we heard from Project Impact lately?
I mean, I talk to him every once in a while. I know that I haven't talked to him in a while, but what's his name? Richard, our comic artist friend. He just switched from Adobe. I don't know if you heard about this. Adobe
Yeah,
thing.
so I'm surprised we haven't talked more about this on the show. So Adobe is in some massive headache. They're in some big trouble right now over their use of AI, right? Something
No,
like that.
no, that's not that's annoying. But the big problem with Adobe isn't that. That's I mean that is too, but it's their you can't get out. So the way Adobe used to work, like when
Oh, is
I
this
did this
them locking you into contracts? Is it that?
sort of, yeah.
Okay.
So like basically what it used to no, you couldn't afford the thing when you
Right.
started doing design work. It was $10,000.
Right.
So everybody pirated it.
Right.
Adobe knew this though, and they kind of allowed it
Mhm.
because you would learn on that, and then you would get hired by a company, and the company would pay for the license.
Right.
And so they sold their licenses to companies, and they knew that the people learning were doing that because nobody could afford $10,000.
Right.
And then they switched to this other model where you pay $50 a month, and that's a reasonable model because now anyone can get it. You get the latest software, you get like the font package. It's actually a really good deal. But where they're dicks about it is like I like for me example, I didn't have any work for a long time, but you're locked in for 12 months.
Mm-hmm.
So even though you're paying monthly, if I was like, oh, I'm 1 month in, I want to cancel, I have to pay the remaining 11 months, and my service is shut off immediately. And so, which is really
That's
bullshit.
shitty.
And then it's almost impossible to cancel anyway because you have to call them, and then they purposely drop calls and stuff like that.
Of course they do.
And so it's a nightmare. Like that's why Richard was like, I finally successfully got rid of Adobe, and it's yes, they're finally getting like this should have come up a long time ago, but they yeah, it's problematic. I mean, I'm locked in with them right now. I don't have any money. I need work just to pay for it. You know, like,
Yeah. Can't you just have them cancel the subscription at your bank? Just switch the card information?
I don't think so. There's because you're locked into contracts and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's yeah.
On
Anyway,
it'll be like
I saw, yeah.
hold on, it'll be the Super Killer responding to when it will be like 2 more weeks, but there was a new release with Jack and Frank having a heart to heart. Cool.
Oh, did I miss that? Shit, I'll check that out. That sounds dope. God, I like your comic. I'm so happy that like you're doing so well. Like I'm so when you were like
He was
"Hey,
in a
I'm hanging up,"
he was in a slump like 6 weeks ago, and now
yeah,
he's a complete
yeah,
180,
yeah.
bro.
You just came back freaking swinging.
Yeah,
man. Like
you punched
I'm just
up,
like,
my friend.
Yeah,
Just-
like, it's amazing.
Yeah. Sometimes you just gotta
But yeah,
keep on swimming. Keep on swimming. Like, can you do this? Oh
What
my
else?
goodness, we got a few more minutes left. I'm gonna get me some motherfucking chicken wings and be happy as a clam.
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
craving some chicken wings right now. Something fierce. Holy smokes.
Man, I keep talking about it. I'm working on this pitch, and I think it is like one of my better. It's like a unique idea.
Mm.
I keep thinking I gotta like talk about it at some point because it all came up with AI and stuff like that.
Mm.
But like, man, I don't know. It's a good story. I'm trying to like figure out what it is though. You know what I mean? Like I know what it is. I've written down the events chronologically,
Yeah.
but now it's like, how do you take those events? And I'm thinking the best way to do it is to do kind of like a before and after.
Yeah.
Because like it's about the apocalypse, but it's also about like before. And speaking of which, I just watched a show on Prime,
Mhm.
Station 11.
Okay.
It's like the first episode was cool. It's about like there's a virus going around, and this woman she works at a hospital, and she realizes like, oh yeah, everybody's gonna die. And then so she calls her brother, and she's like, yeah, no, you need to go find our brother, build a barricade yourself in, and that's your best chance of survival. And he's like, survival? What are you talking about? And she's like, no, I'm serious. Like, no one knows. Don't listen to anybody. You have to go. And then like it cuts to her in the hospital, and she like walks out, and she puts on her mask, and she's coughing already. And then like the other characters, she's like the nurses, they're like, who did you call? And they're like, I called blah blah blah. And this one guy's like, no, I just said bye on a text to everybody.
Mm.
And like and so they're all know they're gonna die.
Right.
And then yeah, it happens. But like after that, the show just, I don't know, man. I tried to watch episode 2. Now it's like set in the apocalypse.
Mm-hmm.
They're part of a Shakespeare group that goes around performing, and
Oh.
yeah,
Okay.
I don't know. It's still got like danger, like she stabs some guy, and
Yeah.
but
I mean,
their way of doing that before and after that made me question my ideas. That like because all I cared about was the before.
right. So I was sort of, I am sort of in the same boat with my pitch, and I mentioned earlier, mine's going to be sort of a.
No, this isn't the evil. This is just something I've been working on.
No,
separate.
okay. So that's awesome. I thought that was tied to your evil pitch. No, evil pitch. I'm still trying to iron out my evil pitch.
No, it was because
Yeah.
that I've been working on this story about like the idea. I based some of it on my life, but I don't want myself to be the character.
Right.
But the idea was because I was in the hospital just chilling by myself, like going through horrible shit.
Mm.
And then the idea was like, what if they put like what if they gave like an AI robot to people that were going through that?
Mm.
And like, and then you can get like these like trials with universities
Mm-hmm.
and test out like the premier model. So it's like, what if you get one of those, and then like it turns out to be like insanely like good,
Mm.
and like so much so it starts upgrading itself with like a silicon body and stuff like that, making itself look more and more human,
Mm.
and it becomes more self-aware.
Mm.
And then the government's like, we want that, and then they start putting it into products and everything. And then those ones flip out because he has the early model and his doesn't.
Mm.
And that's kind of the idea.
Okay.
And then like, yeah, but it goes. There's more to it than that.
So your
But,
tease for my Doctor Doom pitch, of course, is about his greatest goal: getting his mom back.
Yeah. That makes sense because also like you were mentioning, like you go up against another evil is a good way to go. And like Mephisto is obviously like a good antagonist for Doctor Doom to go up against. That makes sense to me.
Mm.
I'm totally interested. You're right, dope characters. So interested to see your take on Doctor Doom.
We should probably wrap it. We're at that critical hour, and I have a youngling that needs to get to a rehearsal soon. My goodness gracious, she's going to be performing at the Orange County Fair. The Harmonics with an X. My goodness.
So does that mean you're going to be there?
Of course, with
So
my
if anybody on the off chance you're at the Orange County Fair, come over and say hi to Cap.
yes, and I'll be there with my old school like VHS camcorder, like the big one.
Proud dad.
Yep. Wearing Crocs.
What's weird is like every time I see your youngling, like I'm like, oh yeah, she's like graduating high school and shit. Or she graduated.
Yeah, she graduated. Yeah.
But in my brain, she's the little kid, you know, like, and like, it's like shit. I've been away that long, huh?
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. Yeah, make sure to, if you haven't done it yet, hit the like button. If you're watching a replay, hit the like button. If you subscribe, that would be dope. If you hit the notification button, even better.
Yes.
If you leave a comment, we love it.
We love that a lot. And SK, we'll see you next week. Thanks for chatting with us. Look forward to hearing your Dr. Doom pitch as well. Also, tune in next week for Behold Nerds. We're watching, my goodness, Blade Runner, the super extended cut. We are pitting Iron Man versus Mr. Spock. And
Well, we should probably let's move Battle Nerds back.
actually, yeah, you're right for timing. Yeah, we'll push Battle Nerds for the following week. So, okay.
And then let's see. Oh, and then make sure we'll put up polls on Twitter and Facebook, as well as you can just leave a comment on YouTube as to who you think wins Indiana Jones versus Thanos. We'll announce the winners next week. I think that's everything.
Yeah. End the show with a nerdy quote. Take her away.
Nets, the sworn enemy of Kite. That and a mild summer.
Oh my goodness.